tsunami warnings in the area along that coastline up there. As we are following it, you can see the USGS earthquake saying a notable quake. Preliminary info saying it's above 7.3, just about 87 kilometers south of Sand Point, Alaska. And this is distributing new potentially tsunami warnings to the area there in Alaska, off the peninsula of Alaska. So we're following it very closely as it happened here this Wednesday afternoon. As you can see, the tsunami alert saying a tsunami warning posted for portions of Alaska following that earthquake 50 miles south of Sand Point, Alaska at 12:30 this afternoon. And we do have this live vantage point right here on Live Now from Fox of Sitka, Alaska, courtesy of our EarthCam partners, which is just a little bit down the coast.
Right now. So this just happened. I guess that would be what, 29 minutes. The tsunami warning goes out. The epicenter, it appears, was south of the Aleutians. You've got Kodiak, which you don't get the scope of this when you're looking at the map of Alaska. I lived in Kodiak for a summer. That was back in 2007. Kodiak is the size of Maine. And it only has the village, which I believe is short of 3,000 people. There was Homer, as we mentioned, and then down the Aleutians. So we'll have to see, we've been through this, what kind of earthquake this was, how we saw some of the plates move and the seabed, and whether or not this produces a tsunami. We'll work to get more information on that from the Tsunami Warning Center as it comes in. That's just play.
Good evening. Tonight, we bring you urgent news from one of the most remote and rugged corners of the United States. Earlier today, a powerful 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck the Alaska Peninsula, sending shockwaves through the region. The tremor rattled remote communities, shaking buildings and leaving residents startled as the ground rolled beneath them. The quake's force was felt across hundreds of miles, and within moments, urgent alarms began to sound. The earthquake hit at exactly 12:37 p.m. Alaska time, right in the heart of the day. Many people were out shopping, working, or simply going about their daily lives when the shaking began. For some, it was a terrifying reminder of the unpredictable power of nature. Within minutes, the National Tsunami Warning Center sprang into action. Staff quickly analyzed seismic data and issued a full tsunami warning for Alaska's southern coast, alerting communities that a dangerous wave could be on its way. Sirens blared through the streets and emergency broadcasts interrupted radio and television programs, urging everyone to move to higher ground without delay. The message was clear. Lives could be at risk, and every second counted. For towns like Sand Point, Cold Bay, and Kodiak, the threat was immediate and very real. Residents quickly gathered at designated evacuation points while emergency vehicles patrolled the streets, helping those in need. The day became a true test of preparedness and resilience. Emergency services, volunteers, and local leaders coordinated evacuations, ensuring that everyone, young and old, had a safe place to go. The community's response was swift and organized, a testament to their training and spirit. Tonight, as Alaska's communities come together in the aftermath, their response stands as a powerful lesson in the importance of readiness and unity when nature's power is unleashed. The story of this day will be remembered as a moment when preparation and courage made all the difference. Let's break down what happened beneath Alaska's surface. The forces at play here are immense, shaped by millions of years of shifting tectonic plates. Alaska sits on the edge of the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region notorious for its frequent and sometimes violent seismic activity. When the Earth's crust suddenly slips along a fault line, energy is released in the form of seismic waves, traveling rapidly through the ground and shaking everything above. The quake, upgraded to 7.3, struck just 54 miles south of Sand Point at a shallow depth of 12 miles, close enough to amplify the shaking. This proximity to the surface meant that the energy had little time to dissipate, resulting in more intense ground movement felt across a vast area. The epicenter, located beneath the frigid waters of the North Pacific, was in a zone where the Pacific Plate grinds relentlessly against the North American Plate. Residents described intense, prolonged tremors, with reports of swaying as far as Anchorage, 600 miles away. In homes and businesses, light fixtures swung wildly, furniture shifted, and nerves were tested as the ground rolled beneath their feet. For many, the quake brought back memories of previous major events, a stark reminder of the region's ever-present risk. The National Tsunami Warning Center quickly identified the risk. A shallow quake like this can displace massive amounts of water, triggering tsunamis. Within minutes, alerts were sent out to communities along the coast, and emergency teams sprang into action, monitoring data and preparing for the worst-case scenario. Warnings covered a wide stretch of coastline, with specific wave arrival times for each community. Sirens blared, and residents in vulnerable areas moved quickly to higher ground, following well-rehearsed evacuation routes. The sense of urgency was palpable as people prepared for the possibility of incoming waves. Earlier in the day, a 5.2 tremor foreshadowed the main event, and aftershocks soon followed. These smaller quakes, though less powerful, kept nerves on edge and served as a reminder that the Earth's movements rarely come as isolated incidents. This region's constant seismic activity is a reminder that the Earth here is always in motion. The dramatic landscapes of Alaska, its mountains, valleys, and coastlines, are all shaped by these powerful forces, making the state both breathtaking and unpredictable. Vigilance is a way of life for Alaskans living on this volatile edge. Preparedness, community drills, and a deep respect for nature's power help residents face each new event with resilience and determination. When the tsunami warning sounded, Alaskans didn't hesitate for a moment. The blaring sirens and urgent loudspeaker announcements cut through the quiet, sending a ripple of concern through every neighborhood. People paused only briefly, exchanging worried glances before springing into action. In Sandpoint, officials wasted no time, moving quickly through the streets with megaphones and radios, urging everyone to evacuate immediately. There was no room for hesitation. Every second counted as the threat loomed closer. Residents responded with practiced urgency, following well-rehearsed evacuation plans. Families grabbed their emergency kits and headed for high ground, moving in a determined but orderly rush. The sense of purpose was clear on every face. In Unalaska and Kodiak, emergency shelters were quickly opened in schools and community centers, ready to receive evacuees. Volunteers and staff worked together to prepare spaces, set up cots, and provide comfort to those arriving. Authorities gave clear, specific instructions using every available tool, loudspeakers, flyers, and face-to-face communication, to make sure everyone knew what to do and where to go. Years of regular drills and public education had prepared the community well. The response was calm, coordinated, and effective, with people helping one another and following the plans they'd practiced so many times before. Emergency alerts went out across every channel, radio broadcasts, cell phone notifications, and social media updates, ensuring that no one missed the urgent message. Families quickly gathered essentials, packed bags, and checked on neighbors, making sure the most vulnerable were not left behind. People moved together towards safety, supporting each other along the way. Neighbors offered rides, shared supplies, and reassured one another as they made their way to higher ground and designated shelters. The sight of cars streaming uphill, headlights cutting through the dusk, was a powerful testament to a community that knows how to act fast and look out for one another in times of crisis. Alaska's culture of preparedness and mutual support turned a moment of fear into a demonstration of collective strength and resilience, showing the world what it means to stand together in the face of danger. As the tsunami threat faded, attention shifted to damage assessment. Early reports were positive. The USGS issued a green alert, signaling low risk of fatalities or major losses. Alaska's strict building codes and the quake's remote epicenter helped minimize harm. In Sandpoint, the shaking was severe, cupboards flew open, items fell, but buildings held strong and no injuries were reported. Nearby towns like King Cove found no major infrastructure issues after thorough checks. Alaska's resilience is built on hard lessons from past disasters, with modern construction designed to withstand powerful quakes. Emergency crews continue inspections, but so far, relief outweighs damage. Preparation and engineering made all the difference today. Earthquakes are nothing new for Alaska. The state sits atop the Pacific Ring of Fire, where tectonic plates collide and stress builds until it's violently released. Since 1900, 9 quakes of magnitude 7.0 or greater have struck within 250 miles of today's epicenter. Just 2 years ago, a 7.2 quake near Sandpoint also triggered tsunami warnings. The 1964 Great Alaskan Earthquake, a 9.2 monster, remains the most powerful in U.S. history, reshaping safety standards and emergency systems. Alaskans respond with practiced seriousness, drawing on generations of experience. Preparedness is woven into daily life, turning history's lessons into life-saving action. Living on the Ring of Fire means always being ready for the next big one. The danger doesn't end with the first quake. Aftershocks, like today's 4.2 tremor, keep emergency officials on alert. The USGS and Tsunami Warning Center monitor every rumble and sea level change, ensuring the threat has truly passed. Local teams inspect roads, bridges, and utilities looking for hidden damage. Shelters remain open and support is available for those shaken by the day's events. Residents are urged to stay informed and ready, as aftershocks can strike at any time. The transition from emergency to recovery is careful and methodical. Alaska's vigilance continues long after the headlines fade. As Alaska returns to routine, this quake is a wake-up call for us all. Preparedness saves lives. Know your evacuation routes, keep a go bag, and pay attention to warnings. Alaskans' quick, coordinated response made all the difference today. Let's thank the first responders, emergency managers, and scientists who kept communities safe. Support and solidarity matter. Keep affected towns in your thoughts. Share reliable information and encourage preparedness in your own community. The Earth's power is unpredictable, but resilience and readiness are in our control. Let's learn from Alaska's example and be ready for whatever comes next. Good night.